I'm Debbie, and I've worked for Birmingham Mind for 10 years. For a while, I actually ran a large part of the women's service. I worked for the outreach services, and I did a little bit of the training as well. So what I do now is a lot of mindfulness workshops. I'm currently doing a lot of webinars. With mindfulness and becoming mindful and becoming aware of your surrounding and your everyday basis is something that can happen to you sometimes unconsciously. But often we work and we start to operate on automatic pilot, i.e. what we start to do is we start to exist rather than living. When you're young, when you're a child, everything's wonderful and brilliant and amazing. You see a puddle and you jump in the puddle. You see a tree and you might want to hug a tree. When it's snow, you want to go out and jump in it. But then as life begins to happen to you, you start to stop living and you start to almost jump onto automatic pilot and you start to exist. People wake up in the morning, they might make themselves a drink, put the TV on, take the children to school, go to work, come back, do dinner, repeat. The following days, repeat. The following days, repeat. They stop embracing the moment. They stop to notice the beautiful little things that happen around you. They stop to notice a drop of water on a leaf that's just falling. All of these things become unaware of them. But when they start to practice mindfulness, they begin to get back that wonder. When you're talking about mindfulness, mindfulness is about learning to live your life in the moment. Now, it comes from Eastern traditions, and mindfulness has been going for well over 2,000 years, mostly evolved with Buddhism and part of the Buddhism way of being. But mindfulness, you can do anywhere, any place. It does not involve sitting in a field meditating for hours. The very essence of mindfulness and what you can take with you on your day-to-day life is being present at this moment. Nearly everything that causes stress and anxiety, it's rarely the event itself. It's your thoughts, your ruminations, your overthinking about what you could have done, about what should have been, over and over and over again for days, sometimes weeks, or worrying about the future. But when you actually start to learn to bring yourself back to your now, your moment in time, majority of the time, everything is okay. Right here, right now, most of the time, you are okay. One of the best ways to actually bring yourself back to the now, one of the ones that I talk to lots of people about, is actually using your senses. It's called a grounding technique. And the easiest way to do that is if you've got hands, so your 5 fingers. And so you've got 5 senses. And so when you notice your thoughts going 100 miles an hour, bring yourself back to using your senses. And so if you use the 5-finger approach, you have 5. What 5 things can you see right now? So make yourself concentrate on 5 things that you can look at and just watch and observe. I mean, really look at. So even something like a ring on your finger, just study it, watch it, look at it, see what it really looks like, and then look for another thing. Maybe a chair, study that chair. Put all of your focus on the 5 things, one by one, that you can see. With 4, bring your attention to your ears. What can you hear? Really focus on the sounds around you. What is the thing furthest away that you can hear outside of your room? What can you hear inside of the room? Is it a clock ticking? Is it the radiators kicking in? You can even bring your attention into yourself. Can you even hear or become aware of your heart beating? And then with 3, so the third one is sense. What can you feel? What can you touch? So you might have to touch your clothes that you're wearing, or feel a pen, hold a cup. So have 3 things and really notice how these objects feel. You go to 2. 2 is your sense of smell. So smell things. You might have to smell your item of clothing, and what can you smell around you? And the last one is 1. With 1, it is your taste. What can you taste? So it does a couple of things, this lovely little technique. First of all, it grounds you and brings you to the moment, but it also distracts you. by doing activities. So anything's better than getting caught up in that circle of your thoughts and your anxiety racing. The time to use mindfulness is when you notice your thoughts racing, your negativities, your anxieties, your stress levels rising. That's when you need to come back to that moment. So the first thing when it comes to mindfulness is you actually need to be aware of how you are feeling, because stress and anxiety can easily build up in you before you're even aware. One way that you can help yourself become aware of your emotional state on a day-to-day basis is doing little tiny body scans throughout the day. You can do that. You can almost use something as a prompt. What I like to suggest is each time you have a drink, because most people have a drink every hour, every couple of hours, when you get that drink, the cup of coffee, the glass of water, the cup of tea, whatever it is, just give yourself a tiny body scan. Doesn't have to take long. So hold that drink, really feel that drink, become aware of it, and then check in with your body. So bring your attention to your feet. How are your feet feeling? Just relax them. Bring your attention to your legs. How's your legs feeling? Any stress? Any tension? And then make yourself relax them. Come up to your body. How's your body feeling? How's your heart, your stomach? Again, breathe and relax. Your arms and your hands, and especially your shoulders, because a lot of tension builds up in your shoulders. Become aware of your shoulders and then just relax them. And then lastly, go on to your head. And I like to finish that with your ears. Just listen to life happening around you and give it a smile, and then carry on with your day. And that way you can almost like check how you are feeling, and you stop anxiety and stresses building up. It's very simple. It only needs to take 1-2 minutes max every couple of hours. But what you're doing is helping you become mindfully in control of your emotions and how you're feeling, rather than your emotions and your stresses being in control of you. Train yourself every day to look for 5 things that make you a tiny bit happier. Tiny little yays. But you need to write them down, because if you don't write them down, it's easy to think, and forget about it. And so a mindful yay could be when you wake up in the morning. A mindful yay for me every morning is, yes, coffee, because I like coffee. I love the smell of coffee filling the whole room. Another yay for me could be lighting an incense stick, because again, I love the smell of it. A yay could be a telephone call from a friend that you haven't seen for a while, or it could be seeing a cat in your garden. It doesn't matter how small it is. In fact, the smaller the better. But the power of this is you write them down, because it trains you to start to look for the mindful tiny bits of happiness in your life. And if you do that on a day-to-day basis, it begins to mindfully train you to look for the good in each and every day. I'm going to give you 2 breathing techniques that you might be able to take forward if meditation is something that you want to work on. So the first one is observation of the breath. This is the one that I think mindfulness is pretty much best known for. You don't need to do anything at all. All you need to do is observe your breath. So just sit down comfortably, bring your attention to your breath. Don't change your breath. Just become aware of where the cool air enters your body and the warm air leaves your body. Now, if you are somebody that struggles with thoughts, this is a mindfulness exercise that you can do. If you try to shut out your thoughts, if you try to stop them, they will become even bigger, even stronger. What you resist persists. But with mindfulness, it's about not judging your thoughts. So allow your thoughts to be. Just don't see them as right or wrong, good or bad. Just let them be. Try this exercise, maybe even for 2 or 3 minutes to start with on a daily basis. So it's similar to the observation of breath. Allow yourself to go to your breath, but allow any thoughts that happen to be in your mind still be there. Don't see them as good or bad. Just go back to your breath. If any thought pops in, just acknowledge it. Don't judge it and let it be. So if you would like to find out more about Birmingham Mind, please click on to their website where all of their information is freely available, and they also have a helpline.